Welcome to this introduction to Signal version 8. In the online help we can find a list of new features and improvements. There are 86 new features. Here are just some of the more important features. Recording from third-party devices. We have software modules called talkers, which stream third-party data to Signal. One example talker is for the Delsys Trino wireless EMG system. It has a range of sensors with EMG and IMU capability. Other talkers include Intan, Brain Products, OT Bioelectronica, Lab Streaming Layer, GTech and Data Sciences International. Configuring a talker. We can add one or multiple talkers. Adding the Delsys talker enables us to add sensor channels to the Signal sampling configuration. Setting a known start time improves the timing of the data stream. Here we specify a 41 output to carry the trigger signal to the device. Adding more sensor channels and possibly another talker. The device is readied for sampling. Data derived from the device appears as if sampled by a CED41 interface. The talker software compensates for timing drift between the device and the CED interface. Triggered scripts are another feature. Scripts are programs often written to customize Signal. They can automate common actions and apply custom analysis. Here we enable a script from the Automation tab. Scripts can be much smaller than before. They do not require extra code to detect specific sampling conditions. A choice of the time to trigger the script is given here. Using the sweep trigger time as a reference, this script detects the output state used. The background color will change to reflect the state used. This is a simple example. More advanced decision making and analysis can be performed. One additional feature is the info window. These can hang from data or XY views. These scalable windows can display times, current state and values such as peak-to-peak measurements. As well as measurements, differences between the current and previous value can be displayed. Automatic motor threshold determination. In the Sampling Configuration States tab, we find a new option. Here we can set the number of stimulations to find the motor threshold, as well as a choice of automatic or user-selected parameters. MEP amplitude and time window for the measurement are selected here. An estimated stimulation intensity is supplied here. Cursors surround the MEP. The stimulator is automatically adjusted to supply a higher or lower intensity. In this case, the MEP did not reach the required amplitude reliably. When the MEP does match the requirements, the stimulator intensity is reported. New active cursors for XY views. Sampling an evoked response with corresponding XY view. Active cursor modes can be set by right-clicking a vertical or horizontal cursor. The plot is of peak-to-peak amplitudes per frame. The vertical cursor is seeking the maximum value. The horizontal cursor then latches to the same value. Virtual channels for force tracking. Create a new virtual channel. From the pop-out list, we can choose Generate Waveform, Envelope. For speed, I have pasted a multi-level envelope expression. From Channel Draw mode, select Draw Full Width. Here I'm dragging a force channel onto the virtual channel. Locking the Y-axis means that both channels are now set to the same Y range. Now we can see the superimposed force on top of the target shape. This was my attempt using a joystick to mimic a force trace. For easier viewing, we can change the thickness of data channels. Viewing pre-trigger data in peri-trigger sampling mode. Pre-trigger data can now be displayed in real time. This allows us to gauge the state of the incoming data before stimulating. This can be very useful if you need to stimulate only when a participant is active or inactive. The settings for this mode start in the Automation tab of the sampling configuration. Select Copy Sweep Data to Frame Buffer at Sweep End. Now select View Overdraw Settings. Overdraw the buffer and select Overdraw Frames. Post-trigger data will now be displayed and overdrawn. When a trigger is detected, the last sweep remains on screen while pre-trigger data updates. We are constantly improving our programs by adding more useful features and fixing issues. Please tell us of anything you would like to see added. Coming soon is a peri-trigger function to wait until a channel is within levels before triggering stimulation. This will be particularly useful for stimulating during active or inactive conditions. Thank you for watching and do contact us.